Okay, Mr. and Mrs. United States, Cuba, Canada, Alaska, and the Philippines, let's go to press. The Mirror Journal now offers a typical example of a coast-to-coast broadcast by your New York correspondent, whose column appears in leading cities between the oceans and the borders. Flash, it's a boy over at the Retlaw Children's. Clark Bryan is now appearing with his orchestra at the Roney Plaza in Miami Beach, and Ben Burney, the old monster of ceremonies, might be interested in this orchid. If you are listening, Bernie, I want you to know that your musical arrangements lately have been very, very lovely. Tell me, Ben, do you buy all of Paul Whiteman's records? You mouse. Otherwise, Broadway's been very quiet and peaceful this weekend.
I can't understand all this. I've been in the business for 30 years. I've never needed any protection, and can't see why I need protection now.
Barnum, you ain't got a chance of getting a chicken delivered from the freight yards alive without our help. And you know as well as we do that the koshers ain't going to eat chickens that get killed in accidents. They ain't orthodox. There's over 1 million Jews in this city, and if you lose their trade, you're out of business. $1 a coop is plenty cheap to stop them racketeers from bothering you.
As president of the American Poultry Protective Association, I can guarantee safe delivery, Mr. Bonham.
$500,000 a year, Mr. Rocky, is a lot of money to pay for protection from hoodlums.
Insurance from accident, you mean, don't you?
Yes, insurance from accidents.
Perfect service is our motto, Barnum, old boy. Why, we'll even take care of you if you get in a jam with a Dave.
Come on. We'll be here in front of you, Mr. Bonham.
And that ain't all, boys. Over 45 million chickens and ducks are shipped in every year. And that ain't counting the goose ears. Now, Rocky's taking 60 cents a coop for his part, and the rest of us cut up the 40.
Generous, ain't you?
I think so.
Well, I don't.
In or out?
I'm out. You ain't got a patent on this poultry racket. I guess I can make my own deals.
Sure you can. But you won't.
Coming, Stacko?
Okay.
Anybody else want to go with Crowley and Stacko?
On the back.
Come on, it's not so hot.
Can't see your deal, boy.
You won't be sorry, boys. I'll be seeing you.
You bet, Frank. We'll stay with you.
Why didn't you let me tip my hat to that Willie Stacko?
Hiya. Say, who were those cheerful-looking gentlemen that just went out? One of them made a pass at me.
Don't tell me you gave in, sweetheart.
No, darling. I haven't had lunch yet. You know how I am on an empty stomach. Say, Rocky, there's a girl outside wants to see you. Told me to tell you her name was Esther Whalen.
Esther Whalen. The tall, thin girl?
Said she knew you when you were a kid and you lived up in the Bronx. In the Bronx. Fancy that, diddy. Fancy that.
Why don't you put that fancy business in storage? It gives me a pain in the neck.
Thanks for moving me up.
You got a Miss Esther Whalen out there?
Huh?
Send her in.
And to think I gave up my future in the Follies all for you.
Minsky's Follies, burlesque, 16 shows a day.
Burlesque, but I was the star, dearie. I was the star.
Yeah, so my grandfather told me.
Have you an aspirin?
No, why?
Well, go get one. I'm going to give you a headache.
So that's love, eh?
Well, it's better than being alone every night.
Hello, Esther.
Why, Frank, I would hardly have recognized you.
Miss Whalen, Mr. Haskins.
How do you do?
You haven't changed much, Esther. How's the family?
Mother isn't with us anymore.
Oh, that's tough. You still living up in the Bronx?
We moved from there. We thought it was better for Joan. You remember Joan, don't you?
Sure. Yes, yes.
She's been taking singing and dancing lessons and studying for the stage. But now that Mother's gone, I thought you might know a place she could get a job. You know, in the chorus or something.
Get Tex Kelly.
Huh?
Tex.
Oh, no, thanks, really. I hate to bother you, but I hardly know which way to turn.
Tex. Hello, Tex. Rocky. I'm sending a girl up. She's a swell singer and dancer. Tell Max to put her to work.
Sure, it's easy enough for you to say, put her to work. What do you think I'm running, a home for wayward girls? Maybe I'm wrong. Wait a minute. I'll ask Max Mafuski if he's got a spot for her. It's Frank Rocci, and he wants you to put a dame in the chorus.
Tell him we've already got more girls than customers.
Sucker, you tell him yourself. But let me know where to send your body.
I should commit suicide, eh?
Hello, Frank. Just talked to Max, and he says definitely.
Yes, Mr. Rocky. Absolutely, Mr. Rocky. It's a pleasure, Mr. Rocky.
Oh, I don't know how to thank you.
Forget it. Oh, where's your mother buried?
Evergreen.
Get Gus. Yeah. Here's the address of the club. Give it to Joan. Tell her to ask for Tex Kelly or Max Mafuski.
Oh, Frank, you've been awfully nice.
Oh, forget about it. I just seen you, Esther. Good luck, Esther.
Thanks.
Gus, just tell him to see that her old lady's grave is taken care of.
Hello, Gus. Rocky wants to order a lot of flowers. No, you dope. His funeral's been called off. These are for an old lady named Whalen at Evergreen. Fix the grave up classy.
No card.
Forget the card. Oh, anything you want. Roses, pansies, orchards.
Lovely text, but I can't take it. Now, Joan, you're new here, and you're doing very good. And I want to give you a little advice. And, honey, advice next to good wishes is the cheapest thing on the market. You never heard of anybody dying from platinum poison. And, Joan, you're the Gaga type. And the Gaga type are doing very well this season. Worse luck. Of course, these will look very nifty someday draped around the old lady's home. Honey, I wish I had them big enough and heavy enough to give me hardening of the arteries. And I didn't get these from shaking my head sideways. And I never lost my voice from saying no, never lost my reputation from saying yes. I never had it.
The only trouble with Tex is she doesn't talk enough.
I wonder if that sucker would stand a little workout. It'd be grand larceny to send this ice back to Tiffany's. Hello, sucker.
Ladies, I want you to give me everything you've got. You changed so much, but give it to me anyway. Show me that you deserve to be in Max Mapufsky review. Remember that you are not in a routine. You are in a creation. Max Mapufsky creation. Anyway, keep in tempo with the music.
Hello, hello, hello. Well, it looks like a large evening, and I see we're all here. I want you all to have a good time until the check comes. And remember, at the Smart Club Kaylee, you can get all you want to eat and drink for $100. Now, if you haven't got everything you want on your own table, just reach over to somebody else's table and try and get it. I'm going to introduce our lovely little girl you all love, Miss Frances Williams, singing her brand new song, doing the Uptown Lowdown. All right, Abe, let her go. Night!
webs, and stage satellite social debs, and hi-hat lights massive glasses, doing the uptown lowdown, where they spend their simoleons just to watch those Creoleans skipping, hipping, doing the uptown lowdown. You'll find laughter after midnight. That's their playtime. Hide-dee, hey time. What cries yamming? Bankers with their Cinderellatives, listening to those hot high-galatives up in Harlem, doing the uptown lowdown.
I think Texas had her face lifted again.
Lifted nothing, it was jacked up. But I warn you, he's a little fella, and he's bashful, and he's very shy, but don't get him wrong. Come on, Shorty, bring him out and make him strut himself. Come on, give him a hand. Let it go. Come on, Shorty.
The eye. Who is? Frank Rocci, the guy at the third table on the right.
That's what I call fancy poultry.
Say, if you don't like what you've got, turn in your key. Hello, stranger. You've been giving this place plenty of air lately.
Hello, Dick.
Hello, little Lord Fauntleroy.
Hello, Dick.
And blonde poisoning. How are you?
Who's that new girl? Right there.
That's what I've been wondering ever since you sent her around here. Do you want to hear something funny? A very rich sucker came in tonight from Podunk. Wanted to give her a great big diamond bracelet. What do you think she said? No!
I thought she didn't look like one of your girls.
What is that, the old gold hour coming in over your bridge work?
long since I've seen you.
Sit down.
Thank you.
Sybil Smith, Mr. Chester Haskins.
How about a little drink?
No, thank you. I've been wanting to see you, Frank. To thank you for everything you've done.
Get your things. We're going places.
Well, I can't. I have another number.
Oh, they won't miss you.
Am I that unimportant?
Oh, I didn't mean it that way. Tell Max I said it was okay.
Well, all right, I'll tell him. And I know what he'll say.
That's the kind of a dame I wish you were.
That's the kind of a dame I was until I met you.
What? You want to leave before the last number? You want to make me an orphan by killing my brainchild? The conception of my genius? And all because some jiggerhouse invites you out?
Oh, I'm sorry, Master. Frank Rocci said to tell you that he didn't think you'd...
Well, why didn't you say so before? That's different. I thought it's a Morgan or a Vanderbilt or somebody like that.
That's all right for me, too?
Well, who is holding you? What are you waiting for? My funeral?
Gee, it only seems like yesterday. You were wearing short pants.
So were you.
I was 7. You must have been 15. Gee, you were tough. You were always fighting.
I had to. I was the smallest kid on the block.
I'll bet you don't remember the time I saw you break old Heine's window. You were afraid I'd tell the cops.
Go on. I put you in the garbage can and shut the lid to keep you quiet. Right?
Yeah. Then remember the time you tied me in the basement and played kidnapper? Ooh, I nearly smothered to death.
I promise not to do that again.
I used to be afraid of you in those days.
Are you still?
Well, how could I be after you've been so sweet? What you did for Mom.
Tony, stay on Broadway.
Don't tell me Broadway still gives you a thrill.
It always has. And I guess it always will. There's something about it that gets me. Every time I look at the lights, the theaters, the crowds, just as if I were looking at it for the first time. They can knock it all they want to. They can call it fickle, gaudy, honky-tonk. But that little gulch out there has got more personality, more character, more life than any other spot in the whole world. I'm nuts about it. Oh, we're getting near my place. When we get there, I've got to make a phone call. Do you want to come up?
All right.
Tony, home.
I used to tell Esther I'd get a break sooner or later.
I never thought it would come from that bad boy Frank Rocci. Gee, Papa wouldn't even let us speak to you. What business are you in, Frank? Everybody on Broadway seems to know you.
The bird business.
No, thanks.
No?
No, it's just that I don't think it'd be good for me. You know, I'm going to make something of the chance you've given me. Oh, I know that sounds silly, but I really am. And someday when I'm famous, you can brag and tell people how you gave me my start.
Come on. Just try a little.
Oh, all right, if you really want me to. No, I don't like it. You know, if I'd had Max Mafusky to teach me long ago, I'd be a success right now. He's wonderful. That's one reason I'm going to hate to leave the club.
Leave? Why?
Oh, well, I'll have to sooner or later. Tex is awfully nice, but I can't go out with men and take favors from them without giving something in return.
You accepted a favor from me.
Well, that's different.
You're alone with me in my apartment. Even sitting on my bed.
Well, if I can't trust you, I can't trust anyone.
You're right, Joan. You can trust me. Well, it's too late for that phone call. Get your things and I'll drive you home.
Thanks. I think you're swell.
If you are taking, you got to be on steel springs. On ball bearings you got to be. You got to float over the floor like elves, like Peter Pansies. Not you, Adolf, just the girls. Now watch me. Now this is what I want. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick, kick,
You all got it?
Imagine you all. With a dialect you could cut with a cheese knife.
What do you suppose Max's name was before they changed it to Mafusky?
Quiet, please. Do you realize that next Tuesday night people from all over the world are coming here to watch a Max Mafufsky creation? Do you know what it means?
It means that you'll be sued for stealing another number.
What insolence. This is an original creation. No one in the world has seen it, including my own mother. This is the penalty of being a genius. Shut up! Give me a pick up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands! Hold!
25 grand and I take over the club, Tex. How about it?
Feller, it's yours, headaches and all.
It's a deal. With pleasure.
With pleasure, it'll cost you more.
You see, Tex, we ain't interested in the business, but we've got to have a spot for the boys to hang around in.
I know, a little cozy nook for you muzzlers to do your homework. I get you. When I tell that Max I've sold the joint, I'll have to have that Spaniard measured for a straitjacket.
So what?
Tex can handle that guy in her sleep.
How news travels.
Tex, you're getting a little fat around the edges.
I am not. I only weighed this morning. I weigh 138 pounds.
Stripped?
I don't know. The drugstore was crowded.
Hello, honey.
Hello.
You gonna move in with Sybil?
I guess so.
Good girl.
Hello.
Get dressed and we'll go and have lunch.
I can't. I have to rehearse.
Well, you don't need Miss Whalen right now, do you?
No, certainly not. She is the best. Never you have to rehearse her. She is another Pavlova, only a little bit better.
Good, eh?
Marvelous.
I want to see you, Max.
Okay. Rest, everybody, but don't lose the mood.
Hello, little boy, Bluey.
Tell him.
Now, don't break down, Max. I just sold the joint to Rocky.
This had to happen. Just when I figured out my most original masterpiece, so that the world could have it for prosperity. A creation that would knock Broadway flat on its...
Don't be a sucker. Rocky will let you put the reviews on. He's broad-minded.
With one little change.
One little change. Do you know what one little change can do? A little change turns gold into brass. Mafufsky into a maniac.
You talk too much.
Joan Whelan's a good performer, isn't she? Change things around so she's the best. You know, the big shot.
Tell me that you are just kidding, Mr. Rocky. I cannot perform miracles. You are asking me for the impossible.
You got me wrong, Max. I'm not asking.
But who am I, a Chandu to make her a Pavlova or something? It'll take centuries. And after all, I'm all rehearsed to open Tuesday night. Do you know what it means?
It means you open Tuesday night with Joan Whalen as the star. Oh. And don't tell her it was my idea. Don't even tell her I bought the club.
But what could I tell her? That I'm going plain nuts or something?
Tell her you just woke up to how clever she is.
I cannot do it. I am telling you I cannot do it. I cannot
You'll do it. Won't you?
All right, I'll do it. But it's a murder. I am telling you it's a plain murder.
And if you don't, it'll be suicide.
Well, I'll do the best I can. You know that. I promise you. But don't blame me if...
I'll blame you if she doesn't knock 'em dead.
Oh, and on the top of all that, she's got to knock them dead. Oh.
What about the Ritz for lunch?
Oh, Max, have you told Joan the news?
Don't count on me, sucker. You're on your own.
John, I'm going to star you. I just woke up to how clever you are. You got to knock them dead in my new review.
Max, you're not serious.
Well, don't you see how I'm laughing?
Oh, Max, well, you're so sweet. I don't know what to say. Oh, I'll try so hard to be good.
Don't talk about it. Do it.
Come on, girls. I know a place where that 3-2 beer is 16%.
Well, aren't you proud of me?
You bet.
Oh, if you only knew how happy I am.
That's the way I like to see you.
John, don't eat too much. Watch your figure. It's a question now of life and death. You got to knock them dead. Max Mafufsky and his Knock Them Dead review. Oy, 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 oy. No, John, it ain't what I want. Once more,
Piano, give it to me.
Max, I'm doing it all right.
All right ain't enough. You got to be superb.
Oh, can't you rehearse the others for a while and let me rest?
The others. It's you I am building my routines around, my masterpieces. Each creation is a little etching, a little cameo, a little Rembrandt, a little...
I know, Max, but I'm so tired. I don't think I can dance another step to save my life.
To save your life. It's my life I am worrying about. Listen, John. Review is important, and you are the most important thing in it. I want you should be a big success, for you as well as for me. I can only do so much, and you got to do the rest. It means more than you can realize.
Oh, I'm sorry, Max. I realize what you're trying to do. I'll go on till I drop.
That's fine, but don't drop. All right, start. Fortissima. Ti-yum, 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 ti-yum.
How come Max Mafusky, who arranges the footwork routines for the toe and heelers at the Club Keyhole, picked a newcomer out of the chorus for a major part? Could it be that a certain well-known man about Broadway recently bought a piece of the joint for the usual reason and laid down the law? Love is like that. Well, what do you think of that?
Well, I don't have to believe everything I read in the papers.
It's true, every word of it.
Sybil, did Frank really buy this club? Don't ask me. I didn't hear a word you said.
Well, if it's true, it means he cares an awful lot.
Don't you see, dear, how deep you're getting in?
Well, I can't forget what Frank did for us when we needed help.
Oh, I'm grateful, too. But I wish to heavens I'd never gone to him. Joan, Rocky's a racketeer.
Don't be ridiculous.
Well, I don't care what he is.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you. I'm your sister, and it's my fault you're here.
Well, all I know about him and all I have to know is he's the finest, squarest man I ever met.
Well, now, that's what I call orchid.
Hey, out you. No visitors. What do you think it is, a zoo?
Good luck, Joan.
Hey,
Thanks,
hey, no
I'll need
visitors. Boy.
Goodbye, Esther.
Goodbye, Joan.
Boy, they are sending flowers already. Now listen, John, now listen. 10 minutes from now, it will be the beginning of everything or the end. Now do me the last favor, one little favor. Go out there and be terrific, be sensational, be colossal. I will go as far as to ask you, be mediocre.
I'll do my best.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Say, why don't you take a powder before you get Joan worked up to a frazzle?
Now listen, you ain't got no business here.
Chuck told me to be here, you rodent.
Why didn't you say so before? Now that's different when you talk so nice. Chuck is my best pal.
Oh, Max, I'm so frightened. I wish the floor would open up and swallow me.
Ah, so do I. Oh.
Sybil, did Frank really buy this club because of me?
Well, what do you think?
I wonder if that's why he never asked me.
Asked you what?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, take it easy, kid. Take it easy. I know just how you feel. I felt the same way 15 years ago when I opened in Minsky's Follies.
Yeah, I know, Sybil, but I've got to be good. Frank and Max and, well, everybody depending on me.
Oh, sure. That's right. But suppose you do take a flop, so what? I always get a stitch when I hear that old hokum about the show must go on. Go out there and knock 'em dead. Why, honey, that stuff was made for hams and stage-struck suckers. And take it from me, dear. Tomorrow will still be Wednesday, whether you're a pancake or a hit. And 15 years from now, they won't remember you any more than they remember me, no matter how big a success you are. So just take it easy. Go out there and give them everything you got. Be a hit. Don't kill yourself doing it.
Gee, that's the first sensible advice I've had.
You know, I'll never forget the night that Minsky's big-chested prima donna got the gout. I went under a minute's notice to save the show with influenza and a worn-out patched fig leaf. And was I a hit? I got my name and lights and my body in the hospital with double pneumonia. The only one who remembers my big moment when I gave my all was the doctor. And he still sends me bills.
You're on next, Miss Whalen.
Oh, there. Get me my costume.
Get her costume.
Oh, my comb.
Yeah,
oh, my hair.
you got your comb. It looks beautiful. You're great. Some perfume for her. Yes, some perfume.
Everything.
Now,
I'll never
listen.
remember it.
Listen, listen to me. This is your big night. It all depends on you. Go on out there. Be a sensation. Knock 'em dead. Kill 'em with success. And no matter what happens, the show must go on.
Well, folks, here we are again. Well, I'm now going to present a little number called When You Were a Girl on a Scooter and I Was a Boy on a Bike, and this will be sung by that lovely little star, Miss Joan Whelan and Mr. Eddie Foy, Jr. Come on and give these kids a hand. Let me hear it now.
The strains of Lohengrin are ringing in the air.
Rice on your tuxedo, confetti in my hair.
My dear, we're married now.
Make yourself at home, this is our residence.
Darling, where we'll raise some future president.
To make our life a song.
Let's wander back too long ago. Just recall, that's if you can, the day our dream of love began when you were the girl on the scooter and I was the boy on the bike.
In school, my friends would make me blush when they would say we had a crush when I was the girl on the scooter and you were the boy on the bike.
Then we went to proms and dances. Time and time I heard you say,
let's forget about romances till graduation day.
we did and found our happiness and pray someday we may possess our own little girl on the scooter and her little baby brother on a bike.
Just recall as if you can the day our dream of love began when I was the girl on the scooter and you are the boy on the bike. In school, my friends would make me blush when they would say we had a crush when I was the girl on the scooter and you were the boy on the bike. Then we went to proms and dances. Time and time I had to say, let's forget about romances till graduation day. We did and found our happiness and prayed someday we may possess our own little girl on a scooter and her little baby brother on a bike.
And they would say we had a crush when I was a girl on the scooter and you were the boy on the bike. Then we went to proms and dances. Time to time I heard you say, let's forget about romances till graduation day.
We did and found our
happiness
and
pray someday we may possess
our own little girl on the scooter
and her little baby brother on a bike.
Ah! They got me. Oh, they got me.
Come on now, folks. Give that little girl a great big hand. Little Joanne Whalen.
drawing room is simply stunning.
Let's take a look at it.
Hey, you. What are you trying to put over?
Put over, sir?
This piece of junk is all full of cracks.
My good man, that's a Ming Dynasty piece. Genuine antique.
I don't care if it's a Cadillac. Throw it out and put it in a goldfish bowl or something. We ain't going to have any used junk in a swell crib like this.
Where would you suggest I put it?
Let it pass. Let it pass.
Sit there. That's just what the room needed.
What?
You. Joan, have you ever wondered why I never asked you to marry me?
Well, I knew if you wanted to, you wouldn't hesitate.
Then the idea doesn't scare you.
Frank, I'd do anything in the world to make you happy. If you felt I was necessary to your happiness, I'd jump at a chance to pay you back for all the things you've done for me.
I'm not looking for thanks. You're sure it isn't just gratitude you feel for me?
I don't think so. I like you better than any man I've ever known. You've been very good to me.
Lay off how good I've been, will you? Joan, you know about me.
I've known for a long time.
And it doesn't make any difference to you?
Well, of course it does in one way, Frank. I worry about you a great deal.
Well, that's why I've never asked you anything before. For me to tie up with a girl like you, well, anything's liable to happen to me, anytime. Someday I'm going to break loose from this racket. It isn't easy. It may take a long time. But if it can be done, I'll do it.
That'd be just wonderful.
Meantime, I'm not going to tie any strings to you. Or you might meet somebody you like better than me.
Oh, there's no danger of that. If you want me to, I'll give you my answer right now.
Oh, Mr. Rocci, while you're here, will you tell me what shade you wish these shutters painted?
Well, they'll keep out all the sunshine.
That ain't all we hope they keep out.
I would suggest one of these colors. A pale green.
That's pretty.
Or an ivory.
That's nice, too, Frank.
Although in a beautiful residence like this, I fail to see why they're necessary.
You're not getting paid to see. Paint them any color you want. Someday when I don't need these on my windows, I'm going to ask you a real question.
I'd have blasted back at those muzzlers, only this interior decorator fainted in my arms.
Tell him to keep his mouth shut.
Listen, they'll kill you. You've got to get away from here.
That's just what you're going to do.
But I'm in no danger. They were shooting at you.
Just the same, you're leaving town.
But can't something be done? The police.
I don't blow whistles. Tomorrow you and Sybil are going to take a trip. Maine, Florida, or any place. The farther away, the better.
Now, I won't unless you come with me.
Oh, I wish I could.
Oh, well, why can't you? Chuck can take care of things.
Honey, that love letter was addressed to me personally. I'm going to take you home. I'll be over in the morning with your tickets.
Well, what are you going to do?
Get you away, and then answer Willie Stacko's little letter. I'd know his handwriting anywhere.
Thank you.
Frank, promise me you won't take any unnecessary chances.
Sending you to Miami is the only chance I'm taking.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. But I am worried about you.
Then I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
Now remember, babe, I've told you just what to do.
You have not. You only told me what not to do.
Then see that you do it.
All aboard. Now, here's your ticket. Don't forget to wire me every day.
Don't forget to answer.
Hello? This is Sybil Smith speaking. Who? You picked up my key when I dropped it. Of course I remember.
Oh, hang up, Sybil.
What? Mr. Dinwiddie? Sorry, but it sounded as though you said Mr. Dinwiddie.
It is Mr. Dinwiddie.
Oh, it really is Mr. Dinwiddie. How quaint. What? Downstairs? In the lobby? 8 o'clock? All right. Goodbye. Well, we're dated up at last.
Who is he?
Mr. Dinwiddie, and it's the best I could do.
What's he look like?
I haven't the faintest idea. I only hope he's white.
Well, you said he picked up your key.
Baby, I've been dropping that key so much it's a wonder it can still open a door.
Sybil, you're not going out with a man you've never met.
I am too, and you're coming with me.
I am not.
Oh, you are too.
Sybil, the boys were good enough to send us down here, and I don't think they'd like it if we went out with them.
Now, don't worry, dear. The boys are 1,000 miles away. Besides, what they don't know won't hurt them. Anyway, there can't be much harm in a Dinwiddie.
Well, folks, here's your opportunity. The Excelsior Outfitting Company will give you a hand.
Choke that, will you?
A genuine Panama
See if you
hat,
can't get New York. There should be something on. It's after 6 o'clock.
And now, Mr. and Mrs. America, hold tight to the magic carpet for your pilot will take you right down the Atlantic coast to Clark Bryan and his grand band in Miami Beach, Florida. Here we go.
Holy mackerel. Can't we get rid of that guy?
One of these days, somebody's going to kill that Winchell.
Oh, I'm tired of hearing about people who are always going to.
And okay yourself, Walter Winchell. You came over clear as a bell. How's your New York and mine? And now the boys and myself will offer a new and contagious little tune called You're My Past, Present, and Future, which I hope will fall on willing ears.
So, that's the great Clark Bryan. I pictured him entirely different.
Oh, he looks exactly as I thought he would. Wait, don't you love him?
Well, he carries plenty of heat, if that's what you mean.
Well, he's different. From the other, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You mean he doesn't look like a crooner.
I think he's swell.
Your name isn't really Dinwiddie, is it?
You don't mind, do you?
What's your first name, dearie?
Horace. That's what my friends all call me, Peanuts.
I'll just call you plain nuts. Oh, do you think you could introduce us to some charming people?
I'll have you girls meet Clark Bryan.
Will you really?
Sure, he'll like you. He's a little screwy.
Thanks.
I remember the day we met, the way we met, sweetheart. I remember a night like this, a sigh, a
is the past, dear. A spark, then a flame. The moon was to blame, and the world was all in tune. This is the present. You're in my arms. I'm holding you charms. I thank my stars for the moon. I see my future. You at my side, a groom and a bride, a home with room for more than two. My beloved one, you are my past, my present, and my future. I'm only living just for you.
Did you ask me to dance?
Why, no,
I'd be delighted. Come on, Kitty. Come on, Kitty. Come on, my sweet. Come on.
Let's save our strength for better things.
What, no build-up?
I'd like to have Mr. Clark Bryant, Miss Smith, and Miss Whalen.
How do you do?
Sit down.
Thank you. Do you mind? I haven't seen you here before, Miss Whalen.
Yeah, this is my first time.
Like it?
Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so different from her club in New York.
Your club?
Well, where I work. Joan is featured at the Club Keyhole.
Oh, are you?
Get your paddies up. Get your paddies up. You seem to be having a little hand trouble.
Yes. All my ancestors were hand under the tablers. It's funny, isn't it?
No, not with $6 stockings.
Do they come that high?
Well, you should know, Peanuts.
Are you really at the Club Keyhole, no kidding?
No kidding.
Then you know Max Mapufsky.
I'll say I do.
I just got a wire from a friend of mine telling me that Max stole my new number, Pizzicato. Do you know it?
I ought to. We've just been doing it.
Good. I'll get even with Max by stealing you. Come on.
Oh, you're not going to call on me?
Sure, it's guest night. Besides, you might get a break. The place is infested with millionaires.
Oh, really, Mr. Brown, I'm not into millionaires. Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're very happy to have with us this evening one of Broadway's loveliest little ladies, Miss Joan Whalen of the Club Keyhole. How'd you like to hear from her?
Big city gal makes good in small town. Take a bend, honey. Take a bend, honey.
Now, don't you worry about it. I'll follow you.
So nervous.
Of course, Miss Whalen hasn't rehearsed this number with us. However, I hope we all finish at the same time. Okay, boys, pizzicato. A boy and a girl were sweethearts.
They both worked in a band,
He played a violin.
and she played the harp so grand.
At night, they worked in a nightclub.
And in a movie house all day,
And when they had some spare time, he'd smile at her and say, I loved you, pizzicato.
I love you obligato.
Oh, tell me, pianissimo,
that you care fortissimo.
When our kisses blend, oh,
I feel so darn crescendo. I love you, allegretto.
say you're not falsetto.
Our wages are already cut.
I hope that it's a steady cut.
We'll pay a preacher in Connecticut, and I owe you. Our love is so trombonified.
We feel so saxophonified.
I'll keep you for myself here.
We'll live in Philadelphia.
We'll honeymoon in Cuba, where Yuba plays the tuba.
The best man will be a drummer.
The birds will sing all summer. Tweet, tweet, tweet.
My heart beats tick-tock,
Oh, let us marry Wiggalo. We'll raise a drum and pipe and piccolo. I love you.
You were great.
Oh, I was never so nervous in all my life.
Did I get you that way?
Oh, I guess I'm just silly.
I guess you're just swell. Let me make it up to you. We'll go places later, if you're not too sleepy.
Sleeping's all I've been doing since I came to Miami.
And you wait until I finish?
I guess so.
Oh, you're a darling. Ooh. Splinter or something. We gotta get some mercurochrome quick.
Oh, it's nothing, just a little drop of blood.
Nothing. I'll see you in 10 minutes.
Where's Mr. Bryan?
Well, all you girls had to do was to powder your noses. All Clark had to do was to gargle the germs out of his throat, gulp down a few pills, and put on his red flannels.
What does he want to do, live forever?
I told you, little screwy.
Oh, that's why he was so worried when he scratched his hand.
My word, did he scratch himself? It's lucky I didn't have to call the ambulance. He buys mercurochrome and iodine by the gallon. You know, he's a hypochondriac.
Oh, I knew one of them once, and was he good?
Where'll we go?
What have you?
50 miles of moonlight-swept beach and thousands of palm trees.
Dearie, before you go any further, the passion fruit is out.
You decide for us.
How's your hand?
I think it'll be all right. The doctor said there'd be no infection.
Say, where are your snowshoes?
You mean this? Maybe cold before we get back.
Will you be perfectly safe going out with me?
Perfectly.
I was afraid of that.
Do your eyes bother you?
No, why?
They bother me.
Do you really think it was all right for Sybil to go to Palm Beach with Peanuts?
I think Peanuts can take care of himself.
My, I tan slowly.
But let me rub some of this oil on you.
You better rub some of it on yourself. You haven't left the shade of that umbrella for 2 weeks.
Well, I nearly died of sunburn last year.
You're the funniest man.
How?
Well, I don't know, the way you worry about yourself. Little scratches and the sun and things like that. Why, if anybody didn't know you, they might think you...
I know, it's the bug. But I just can't help it.
Why not?
Joan, I'm going to tell you something I've never dared tell anybody else. I'm a coward.
I was only joking.
Well, I'm not. Somehow I don't feel ashamed to tell you.
Well, everybody has things they fear. Gee, I have lots of them. You were right about that sun being hot. Is there any oil left? You know something?
What?
Well, I just hate men that talk big and ache with strength.
You're trying to kid me.
You finished?
No, there's a whole tube left.
Oh, good. We won't have to get any for tomorrow.
But there are a lot more things I ought to tell you.
Well, do you have to say them behind my back?
I've been trying for days to say something to your face. But you know my complexes.
Hey, Joan! Joan Whalen! Hi there!
Know them?
I've met the man once or twice at the club.
Say, this is great seeing you. That's better than New York, ain't it?
Yes, it's very nice.
This is two old friends of mine.
How do you do?
Say, you're Clark Bryan the crooner, ain't you? I was dancing last night in your joint. And can you knock the dames over? Doing yourself any good, Joan?
I'm having a nice rest, thank you.
We'd better hurry. Lunch will be getting cold. But glad to have met you.
Goodbye. Well, you certainly were the life of the party, Louie, while it lasted.
Stuck-up little broad. Imagine that one giving yours truly the hi-hat. And me, Rocky's pal. I'm going to make something of this.
You certainly gave Stacko a swell funeral, Tim. He didn't get as many flowers as Flanagan did, but I guess his family was satisfied.
Stacko's got you to thank for everything.
Well, I guess that's the end of the slow music for a while.
You and me being partners again is about the best thing that could have happened to the poultry business.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only squawks we'll get now is from the chickens.
That's a good idea. Well, I guess there ain't any more to discuss. Thanks for the party.
Yeah, we'll be one big sloppy family now.
Oh, you better put my name on your office window.
Okay.
And I'll be down tomorrow and we'll put that split in writing. So long, pal.
Goodbye, Crawley.
Goodbye, Chuck.
You must be going stirbugs, taking back that double-crossing Crowley. We should have sprinkled him, too. This little meeting here is going to cost us $100,000.
What if it does? I'm going nuts around here without Joan. At least we can be together again. And she'll be safe now.
Ain't I been good company?
Get Joan on the phone.
Long distance. I always knew there was something screwy about that inferior decorator. Hello. Get me Joan Whalen or Sybil Smith at the Rooney Plaza Hotel in Miami, Florida. The Rooney Plaza. Little Annie Rooney. No, Joan Whalen. Hello. Who am I talking to? Oh, it's you, is it? Put Joan on the wire. Rocky wants to talk to her. And then you come back on. I want to ask you some questions. What? Huh. I should ask you now and give you time to think up answers, eh?
Hello?
Hello, Joan. Oh, it's good to hear your voice again. Me? Oh, I'm all right. Sure. Everything's okay. You can come home now.
Well, I wonder if you'd care awfully if we stayed a little longer.
Well, if it's just for a little while, I guess it'll be okay.
Well, we planned to fly over to Havana for a few days. Uh-huh. Of course, if you really want me to give it up and come right back, Frank, I will.
Well, you really want to go? All right, honey. Just take care of yourself. For me. Goodbye. Who's it from?
Huh? Oh, just Big Mouth Louie.
Oh, he's on the lam down there in Florida, isn't he? Let's see it.
Why, it's nothing at all. Just he wanted to.
Get me long distance. I said get me long distance.
I wouldn't let Louie's wire throw me. Why, that guy couldn't tell the truth if he was hungry.
Get me Miss Joan Whalen at the Rooney Plaza, Miami, Florida.
Oh, Sybil, I don't want to leave.
Oh, we'll have to, honey. I happen to know what goes on between you and Clark, and I know what Rocky's counting on.
Yes, I know, too. He's counting on me. What am I going to tell Clark?
Nothing.
But he's been so nice.
Say, as pal to pal, are you stuck on Clark, Brian?
I've tried so hard not to be. Oh, what am I going to do?
You're going to try harder. Rocky never trusted a girl before. Gee, I don't know what he'd do if he ever found out about this.
Well, I guess I'm very ungrateful.
Oh, come on, baby. Buck up, buck up. Love is what makes the world go round, with that pained expression.
Hello?
Hello, Joan. You take the first plane that's leaving Miami today. And be on it.
What?
I said be on it.
Here, Toots, here's my telephone number. And Phoenix, there's just one thing I want to tell you.
Yes?
You see, dear, I'm sort of engaged to a man in New York. He's a gangster. Oh, you don't have to worry. What are you doing?
What, you hear the man call all aboard?
No, I didn't hear it.
But to run away like this, without explanation.
Well, I just have to, Clark, that's all.
But it isn't fair not to tell me. You know I love you.
Have you ever heard of Frank Rocci?
Frank Rocci, the gangster? What about him? What is Frank Rocci to you?
Everything.
Are you in love with him?
I owe him everything.
That isn't what I asked. Do you love him?
Well, I admire and respect him. If that's love,
That's all I want to know.
Phew, is that Sybil vital?
There she is, right on time. 5:30 to the dot, huh?
Hello, Frank.
Oh, it's swell to see you. Have a good trip?
Oh, wonderful, thanks.
Glad to be back?
Well, of course I am.
Miss me?
You don't have to ask that.
Hello, Joan. Say, didn't that goofy dame come back with you?
Yes, she's right here.
Hello, Chucky.
Hey, what's the idea of the disguise?
Smart, isn't it?
Have a cigar.
Why, sure. Come on, ain't you gonna kiss me?
Say, people around here might not understand.
No, don't be silly. Come on.
Well, do something womanish. Open your collar or smoke a cigarette or something.
Ah, come on, be a sport and kiss Sybil. Come on, honey.
No, it doesn't feel right.
Joan Whalen. Joan Whalen.
Yeah, boy.
Ahoy!
Thank you, sir. Serves you right. Nobody knows you with pants on.
Got a nice tan.
Yes, I spent most of the time on the beach. It was glorious.
Listen, honey. Give it to me straight. What's it all about? Are you stuck on that guy? Oh, you know who I'm talking about. Clark Bryant. Did he make a pass at you?
Yeah, that's exactly what he didn't do. He treated me as you always have. Of course, I did see quite a bit of him, Frank. He played at the hotel, you know. And he was very nice to me.
Joan, I've always been on the level with you.
You say that as if you didn't trust me.
I've got to know how I stand.
You always come first. You know that.
You say I've done a lot of things for you. It's been fun. You don't owe me a thing. Knowing you and being with you has made us more than even. But if there's any doubt in your mind, let's hear it.
I've told you exactly how I feel. Well, is the third degree over?
For good. See you later, honey.
Mm-hmm. Goodbye.
What's the matter, baby? Did he get tough with you?
Oh, Sybil, I'm just a miserable coward. Frank gave me a chance to tell him about Clark, and I didn't. It would have hurt him, and I just couldn't.
Oh, baby, you didn't make a mistake. Say, if all the guys I fell in and out of love with were laid end to end, I'd still go back to Chuck. He's a swell guy, just like Rocky is. And you know what? In a couple of months from now, you'll be saying to yourself, Clark Bryan. Now, where have I heard that name before? Hello? Yes? Yes? Hold the wire and I'll see. It's Miami, Florida, and it's for you. Take it easy.
Tell him I'm not here.
Miss Whalen's not here. She left town. No. She didn't leave any address. Now you're talking. Tear my pants, Willie. Tear my pants, Willie. Oh, come on, honey. Scrub my back, will you?
Hello, Mark. Give me something for my column, will you?
Yeah, I should stooge for you with a column of my own to get out. Well, Sidney, if you want something real hot...
Come on, slip me.
Clark Bryan arrived in town today.
Was you there, Charlie?
No kidding. You might get a good squib. Hinting that he found Miami lonesome after Joan Whalen left. Then working Rocky's name. And what's liable to happen if Bryan tries to see Whalen. Hot, isn't it? Don't say I never gave you anything.
Thanks. Thanks for nothing. You print it. I want you to have it exclusive.
Hey, wait a minute. Where are you going?
To Campbell's funeral parlors and reserve myself a swell front seat.
Oh,
Because Clark Bryan suddenly took a run-out, partner, on his bookings at the Rooney Plaza Hotel in Miami, he probably will be stopped by the hotel with a damage suit for $100,000 via the breach of contract gag. Dame trouble, Clark?
Never mind that. Try Jones' number again.
This is room 602. Would you please try that number again?
Can't you remember Sybil's number?
Even if I could, I don't want to rake up the ashes of what once was a beautiful friendship. Oh, thanks for ringing again. That number must be the cemetery's, or else she's deliberately ducking you.
Well, that settles it. We're going to the Club Keyhole.
Speak for yourself, brother. Speak for yourself.
I've got to see Joan.
Well, if you live through it, you're a cinch to win that breach of contract suit on the grounds of insanity.
Not coming with me, eh?
Sorry, brother.
Rocky has nothing against you.
Nobody likes an innocent bystander. I'm going down to Coney Island and play with the monkeys. I am homesick for Miami.
You're a great little audience, and I love each and every one of you. For my part, you're a large order of happy days I hear again. And it is my pleasure and my privilege and honor, what's left of it, to announce the return of that lovely little star, Joan Whalen. Ah, I knew you'd like that. All right, Abe, throw it in the house.
I'm sick of this newspaper racket. I'm going out to Hollywood and write scenarios.
I thought you were assigned to the morgue detail.
I was. That's why I'm here. The editor's got a hunch that Clark Bryan's going to show up.
We met, sweetheart. I recall when love was
the past,
the present, and the future.
I see the past, dear, a spark then a flame. The moon was to blame, and the world was all in tune.
I see the present, the flame still aglow, my darling, and so I thank my stars for the moon.
I see my future, you at my side, a groom and a bride.
A home with room for more than two.
My beloved one, you are my past, my present, and my future. I'm only living just for you.
This is the past, dear. A spark, then a flame. The moon was to blame, and the world was all in tune. The world was all in tune. This is the present. The flame still aglow, my darling, and so I thank my stars for the moon. I see my future, you at my side, a groom and a bride, a home with room for more than two. My beloved one, you are my past, my present, and my future. I'm only living just
Hello, is that you, Rocky? This is Sam at the club. He's here. Okay.
Where's Miss Whalen's dressing room?
Right there.
Thank you.
Clark. Oh, I've missed you so.
I'll never let you out of my sight again.
You shouldn't have come here.
But you wouldn't answer my calls.
Oh, I couldn't. Don't you understand? I just couldn't.
You mean because of him?
Oh, please go. He'll be here any minute.
I'm not afraid if you love me.
Are you dressed?
No.
And what's that crooner doing in there? Get out.
Well, it's all right, Frank. I asked him to come here. It really...
I didn't expect to meet you this way, Mr. Rocci. But I intended getting in touch with you about Joan. Well, now that we've met, I really don't know how to start. I'm not nervous or afraid because I've heard you were a square dealer. All I know is that I love her more than my own life. And whatever happens to me doesn't really matter if I can't have her. You can get your gang after me or hurt me in any way you like. But that will never stop me from wanting her. You see, I can't even believe that I'm standing here talking to you this way. I'm not a fearless guy at all. But I would prefer anything else than to go on living without the only thing that gives me the courage to tell it to you straight from my heart. Joan's told me how much you've done for her and all that, Rocky. She's a grateful kid, and you must know that. But surely, Rocky, you must not confuse gratitude with love. She didn't want me here or you to know about me for fear of what you might do, not to her, but to me. I'm glad I've met you, though, so I could tell you just how much I adore her. I want to marry her. And I leave it to you, Rocky, to decide whether I live for her or die for her.
Okay, just be good to her.
What's the angle on the Whalen-Bryan wedding? Well, if this is any information for you, my paper's having the wedding covered by the police reporter. You know, Rocky's no Santa Claus.
Looks like rice and lead, eh?
No, just lead.
Marriage is a wonderful thing. No family should be without it.
As for me, it's carrying love a bit too far.
Come on, you. Get out and no squawk either.
Come on now, Ruff. Pretty boy. Get it.
Come on, let's go.
What happened?
Give me a clue. What happened?
Why didn't you let me tip my hat to that crooning chiseler? Why don't you do something? What's the matter? You getting soft? Boy, you're breaking my heart. Oh, how you can take it.
Mr. Rocky! This dirty Ratchet kidnapped her. Where is she?
Kidnapped? Why, you're crazy.
Sure I am.
Cut it out, sir. Give me a cab.
Yes.
Where you going?
Never mind.
Give me a cab. Come back. He said to wait here.
Come on, where's she at?
Well, if that's the way you feel about it, okay. The boys and I thought we were doing you a favor. We didn't want to see a crooner put it over on a pal.
Never mind that, pal Staff. Where is she?
Give him the key, Augie. She's in 316 of Maps. Brian would have given $50,000 for this snatch. You're a sucker not to take your cut after all that's happened.
Snatching isn't my line. She isn't there, I'll be back.
He sure went for it, boss.
Give me Detective Sergeant Burke. Now, Sergeant, I've got a tip for you. Never mind who it is. Take it or leave it. You want that Whalen girl, don't you? Well, Frank Rocci's got her stashed in the Maddox Hotel on the 3rd floor. And here's another tip for you. Rocci's heated. He's packing plenty of artillery and he's off his nut. I never liked that word vice anyway.
Why, it's only a key.
I thought he was reaching for his gun.
No use crying, Joan. Nobody blames you. You know I don't.
But, Frank, it's just as though I'd pulled the trigger myself.
It's all my fault for being just the kind of a guy I am. Can't always be the pitcher, can you, Chuck?
That's right, Rocky.
Where's Brian?
Well, he's outside. He wanted to see you, but, well, I thought maybe...
He's the right guy. Got plenty of what it takes, too.
Time's up. Doctor's orders. You're going to get well, aren't you, Frank?
Anything for you, kid. How about a smile? That's the way I like to see you.
Come on, honey. You'll see Frank tomorrow.
I'll only be a minute, sister. Say, I talked to that fellow.
Who?
You know, Winchell.
He's like all the rest. Coppers.
He's on now. We'll just take a listen. And if he give me a bum stare...
Company. Here's the latest flash on the lowdown regarding the Joan Whalen snatch. The newspapers are swinging wildly. Take it from Winchell. They are putting the finger for it on Frank Rocci, who didn't do anything of the sort. Far be it from me, ladies and gentlemen, to try and glorify a gangster, but there are a few things to salute this one for, at any rate. In fewer words, the snatch was arranged by gang enemies. Flash! Flash! Big Tim Crowley, who was the one who put Rocci on that spot with the cops, was just found shot in front of his own home. Yes, indeedy. That's one time they shot the right guy.
It's the first break the florists have had in a long time. All you have to do is to cough up that lead you've swallowed and get well now.
Broadway doesn't seem the same without you, Rocky.
I'll try my best, Chuck. But in case of a tie, do me a favor, will you? Just drop into Lindy's, all the places where I used to hang out. Tell the boys hello.
I'll see you tomorrow, kid. Take care of yourself.
Would you turn out the lights, please? They kind of bother my eyes.